faithful. Yeah.
Good evening. ISRO has unveiled its first prototype of half-humanoid, which it has named Vyomitra for Gaganyaan. The lady robot will go on board the two unmanned space missions ahead of the human space flight as part of mission Gaganyaan. In focus tonight is Gaganyaan mission, present challenges and road ahead. That, the Supreme Court's observations on CAA, Union Cabinet's decisions, centers outreach to Jammu and Kashmir, the latest on the spread of the deadly coronavirus in China and more in this edition of Newsnight. I'm Anand Bhattacharya. First up, the headlines. Supreme Court refuses to stay CAA, says it won't decide on a stay before hearing the arguments of the centre, asks centre to file a response in 4 weeks. A constitution bench may decide the validity of the law. BJP's awareness campaign on CAA gathers momentum. Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh addresses a pro-CAA rally in Meerut, says PM's emphasis is on justice, not on religion, and BJP governments are focused on nation building, not on forming governments. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath trains his guns at the opposition in a Kanpur rally. Cabinet approves over 4,370 crore rupees for building 6 permanent campuses of new NITs in 2021-22, most of them in the northeast. Daman designated as headquarters of the Union Territory of Dadra and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu, which stand merged. Prime Minister Narendra Modi reviews 11 projects, including 9 delayed projects worth over 24,000 crore rupees spread over 9 states. PM also takes stock of grievances related to Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana and Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana. Union ministers continue their outreach in Jammu and Kashmir, making people aware of the government schemes for the region. Union Minister Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi interacts with locals and shopkeepers at Lal Chowk in Srinagar. Other union ministers to continue to meet locals and apprise them of development schemes and initiatives in the Union Territory. ISRO moves a step closer to its Gaganyaan mission, half-humanoid developed by ISRO Vyomitra to go on board both the unmanned space missions ahead of the human space flight by 2022. Vyomitra to simulate human activity in space and visually monitor the crew module, among other activities. Death toll from the new coronavirus outbreak in China reaches 17, with the confirmed infection cases sharply rising to 444, even as cases of the deadly pneumonia are reported from the US, Hong Kong, Macau and Mexico. Indian government on alert, over 9,000 passengers from 43 flights screened, no cases found. President Ramnath Kovind presents Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Bal Puraskar 2020 at Rashtrapati Bhavan to 49 children in the fields of innovation, social service, scholastics, sports, art, culture and bravery.
Headlines was sponsored by Wonder Cement. Ek perfect shuruaat.
The Supreme Court today refused to put on hold the Citizenship Amendment Act and gave the centre 4 weeks to respond to petitions on the law, making it clear that it would not grant any stay without hearing the government. The court said that a 5-judge constitution bench could decide its validity and restrained high courts from proceeding with pending petitions on the issue.
Supreme Court on Wednesday made it clear that it will not grant any stay on the CAA without hearing the centre. Hearing a batch of 143 pleas challenging the validity of the CAA, the top court indicated that it may refer the pleas challenging the validity of the act to a larger constitution bench.
One very important point that in Assam there is Assam Accord. In Northeast the perspective is something different. The situation of Assam in Northeast is something different. So court has said that the Assam, Tripura and Northeast case will be the first and separate hearing will be there. So it's a very significant move, and we are appreciating the order passed by the Supreme Court of India. At least there will be first and separate hearing in the case of Assam, Tripura and Northeast.
Attorney General K.K. Venugopal, appearing for the centre, told the bench that the government has been given copies of around 60 pleas out of the 143 petitions. He said it wanted time to respond to pleas which have not been served on it. Senior advocate Kapil Sibal urged the bench to put on hold the operation of the CAA and postpone the exercise of the National Population Register for the time being. The court said it will not grant any stay on the CAA without hearing the centre on the matter. Supreme Court gave the centre 4 weeks to respond to pleas challenging the validity of the Citizenship Amendment Act and said it will set up a 5-judge constitution bench to hear the petitions. The bench said it will hear the petitions pertaining to Assam and Tripura separately, as the problem with the CAA in these two states is different from the rest of the country. The bench headed by Chief Justice S.A. Bobde restrained all the high courts from hearing the pleas on the CAA till it decides the petitions. The centre has welcomed Supreme Court's order of not granting a stay on CAA and said that this law is about giving citizenship to the persecuted minority.
जो 2014 तक आए हैं शरणार्थी, उनको नागरिकता देने का कानून बना। डीडी ने और अनेक चैनल्स ने दिखाया है और कैसी कैसी कहानी है, और मानवाधिकार की चर्चा करते हैं और उनको न्याय देने का बात करते भी उल्टा विवाद तैयार करते हैं। अच्छा नहीं है। ऐसे न्याय का कानून को जो भी विरोध करते हैं उनकी अलग सोच हो सकती है, लेकिन सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने एक फैसला किया कि उसको इंटरिम स्टे नहीं दिया है।
In another development, the Nagpur bench of Bombay High Court refused to hear a PIL challenging the constitutional validity of the CAA, saying the Supreme Court is already hearing petitions pertaining to the issue. The bench noted that since there were similar petitions against CAA pending before the Supreme Court, it would not be proper for the High Court to interfere. The new law seeks to grant Indian citizenship to Hindus, Christians, Sikhs, Buddhists, Parsis and Jain refugees from Pakistan, Afghanistan and Bangladesh who entered India on or before 31st of December 2014. With inputs from Anil Punia, Newsnight Desk, TD India.
Well, the Bharatiya Janata Party is running a nationwide campaign to clear misinformation about the amended Citizenship Act. As part of the campaign, leaders and party activists are conducting rallies and other outreach programs across the country. Here's a report on the latest outreach efforts on CAA by the party that spanned Meerut, Kanpur and Varanasi in UP and Jangir, Champa in Chhattisgarh on Wednesday.
The BJP is going strong with its awareness campaign on the Citizenship Amendment Act. All the ministers and leaders of the party are reaching out to the people on a daily basis to explain the provisions and the rationale for the changed law. Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh addressed a pro-CAA rally in Meerut on Wednesday. The minister told the gathering that the BJP has fulfilled its promise by passing the Citizenship Amendment Act. He also said that Prime Minister Narendra Modi thinks in terms of justice and humanity and not in terms of caste and religion.
सिटीजनशिप अमेंडमेंट बिल यानी नागरिकता का कानून हम लाएंगे, यह हमारा वादा था। हमने अपने वादे को पूरा किया, हमने कोई अपराध नहीं किया, लेकिन इसे हिंदू और मुसलमान की नजरिए से देखा जा रहा है। बहनों भाइयों, मैं अपने प्रधानमंत्री के बारे में कह सकता हूं, संदेह चाहे कोई भी कर ले, लेकिन हमारा प्रधानमंत्री जाति, पंथ, मजहब अथवा धर्म के आधार पर नहीं सोचता है। हमारा प्रधानमंत्री भी सोचता है तो इंसाफ और इंसानियत के आधार पर सोचता है।
Wednesday also saw Union Minister Narendra Tomar and UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath holding rallies in Kanpur. The leaders asserted that CAA is a law not to take away but to bestow citizenship. The leaders also accused the opposition of politicizing the issue.
जिन हिंदुओं पर, जिन सिखों पर, जिन बौद्धों पर, जिन जैनियों पर, जिन पारसियों पर, जिन ईसाइयों पर पाकिस्तान के अंदर अत्याचार हो रहा है, उन्हें अगर भारत में शरण देने के लिए कानून में संशोधन भारत सरकार कर रही है तो मोदी जी का अभिनंदन करते हैं, कानून का समर्थन करते हैं। लेकिन भाइयों बहनों, इनके लिए देश महत्वपूर्ण नहीं है।
Rallies were also held in Jangir, Champa and Chhattisgarh in support of CAA. A large number of BJP workers and youth attended the rally, holding the tricolour. BJP leaders and activists launched a postcard campaign in support of the CAA. They also sent postcards to Prime Minister as part of the campaign. In Varanasi, people from the Muslim community held a rally to show support to the Citizenship Amendment Act. RSS leader Inderesh Kumar was also among those who attended the rally. Significantly, the amended citizenship law has come into force after being passed by both houses of parliament, but many political parties and state governments are opposing it. Some state legislatures have even passed a resolution against the law passed by the parliament. However, the central government is firm on its stand that states do not have the authority to reject the law. With inputs from Lucknow Bureau, Newsnight Desk, DD India.
Taking the centre's outreach to the people of Jammu and Kashmir forward, Union Minister for Minority Affairs Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi interacted with locals and shopkeepers at Lal Chowk in Srinagar, where he underlined centre's efforts to directly communicate with locals. In Jammu, Union Jal Shakti Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat announced that Jammu and Kashmir will achieve the target of piped water to all homes by 2021. Here's a roundup of day 5 of that special outreach.
As part of government's initiative to spread awareness about central schemes in Jammu and Kashmir, several union ministers are visiting the union territory to disseminate information about the implementation of the policies and programs for its all-round development. On the 5th day of special outreach mission, ministers visited different areas of the union territory and interacted with the people. Union Minister of Minority Affairs Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi had an exchange with locals and shopkeepers at Lal Chowk in Srinagar. Naqvi said that the government is working to create a strong environment of change through direct communication with people.
लोगों में जबरदस्त एतमाद है, एक बहुत ही पॉजिटिव माहौल है और उस पॉजिटिव माहौल को और के बीच जाकर के लोगों के संपर्क के साथ, लोगों के संवाद के माध्यम से हम लोगों में और मजबूती के साथ जो बदलाव, बेहतरी के लिए बदलाव है, उसके माहौल को.
Union Jal Shakti Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat attended a review meeting of centrally sponsored schemes in Jammu. The minister said that Jammu and Kashmir will achieve the target of piped water to all homes by 2021.
जो पात्र है उस तक सीधा सरकार की योजनाओं का लाभ पहुंचे, उसके लिए पहली आवश्यकता कि प्रत्येक घर में, प्रत्येक परिवार में, प्रत्येक व्यक्ति का बैंक खाता खुले. उससे प्रारंभ करके हर घर में शौचालय बने, हर गरीब को आवाज सिर छुपाने के लिए छत मिले, हर मां को, हर बहन को खाना पकाने के लिए गैस का चूल्हा मिले.
Union Minister of State for Home Affairs G. Kishan Reddy visited Ganderbal town in J&K. He also distributed pensioner cards to locals there.
जो पेंशन है, पेंशन सीधा तरीके नहीं आता. जो फूड ग्रेन सिक्योरिटी सब्सिडी है, वो पैसे पूरा नहीं आता. अभी सरकार ने निर्णय किया है डीबीटी के द्वारा जो पेंशन हो, डीबीटी के द्वारा फूड ग्रेन सब्सिडी हो, डीबीटी के द्वारा जो भी वेलफेयर एक्टिविटी हो, सीधा डायरेक्ट बेनिफिट ट्रांसफर के द्वारा 100% एक पैसा दलाली नहीं करना चाहिए. जितना पैसा सरकार का द्वारा आते हैं वो गरीब तक पहुंचना चाहिए.
Rao Sahib Danve addressed a gathering at Rajouri where he informed people about central schemes in Jammu and Kashmir.
केंद्र सरकार से तो पैसा आता है, राज्य सरकार के पास आता है, लेकिन आज तक यहाँ बीडीसी चेयरमैन का चुनाव कभी नहीं हुआ था, सरपंच के चुनाव भी ठीक से कभी नहीं हुए थे. अब जो सरकार से पैसा आएगा केंद्र सरकार से, वो सीधा बीडीसी के मार्फत ग्राम पंचायत तक जाएगा और गांव का विकास नक्की होगा.
उज्ज्वला योजना, बाद में फूड ग्रेन सब्सिडी और इसका 100% कार्यान्वयन करना, यह हमारा सभी का लक्ष्य है. स्वच्छ भारत के तहत 2.5 लाख से ज्यादा शौचालय बना के जम्मू कश्मीर को ODF करना.
These visits are part of a special outreach program of the central government to make people of the region aware of the developmental initiatives taken by the Centre for J&K. The program will continue till the 24th of this month. With inputs from Jammu and Srinagar Bureau, Newsnight Desk, DD India.
Union Minister of State for Home Affairs G. Kishan Reddy today attended an event in Ganderbal town in Jammu and Kashmir. On the occasion, the minister praised the police personnel of Jammu and Kashmir for their professionalism.
जम्मू कश्मीर के जो पुलिस एक प्रोफेशनल, एक कॉम्पिटेंट पुलिस है। देश में मैं बताया हूं, देश ही नहीं, सारी जितने भी देश में, विदेशों में भी पुलिस के साथ अगर कंपेयर किए तो आपका जो सिचुएशन है, ऐसा सिचुएशन कोई देश में न रहते हैं। मैं जो हैंडलिंग, लैंड ऑर्डरिंग आप जो कंट्रोल करते हैं और अदर फोर्सेस के साथ मिलकर काम करते हैं, ये बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज है।
While he was addressing the function, the minister paused his speech during Azan, a call for prayer among the Muslim community.
आने वाले दिन में हमारा मिलिट्री, हमारा पैरा मिलिट्री, हमारा पुलिस इस विषय पर काम करना चाहिए। मेरा प्रार्थना भगवान भी मान लिया है।
Several key decisions were taken by the Union Cabinet on Wednesday. One of them was extension of the tenure of the OBC Commission constituted to examine the issue of subcategorization within OBCs in the central list by 6 months. Here's a look at the major decisions of the Union Cabinet.
Union Cabinet, chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, gave its go-ahead for a total cost of Rs 4,371.90 crore to be spent for the period till 2021-2022 to set up of permanent campuses of new national institutes of technology. These will be fully functional by 31st March 2022.
पूर्वोत्तर भारत में मूलतः जो NITs 2009 में स्थापित किए गए थे, उसको ठीक ढंग से चलाने के लिए और पूरा करने के लिए आज 4,371 करोड़ का प्रोविजन किया गया।
Besides, Cabinet also approved the extension of tenure of the OBC Commission to examine the issue of subcategorization within other backward classes in the central list. The tenure has been extended by 6 months till 31st July 2020.
ये सरकार जो भी वंचित, जो भी दुर्बल, जिसको अवसर नहीं मिला, उसको अवसर देने के लिए कटिबद्ध है और इसलिए ओबीसी कमीशन एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण काम कर रहा है। जो वंचितों में जो अति वंचित है, उनको न्याय कैसे मिले उसके लिए सिफारिश करेगा। उस ओबीसी कमीशन को दिया है जुलाई अंत तक समय कि वो अपना रिपोर्ट पेश कर सके।
Cabinet has given the go-ahead to a model MOU prepared by the Shipping Ministry. This gives power to the ministry to enter into MOUs with other countries for mutual recognition of certificate of competency of seafarers. It will facilitate unilateral recognition of the certificates issued by the Directorate General of Shipping to Indian seafarers by other countries. This will lead to increased employment opportunities in this sector. 4 MOUs that will be inked during the visit of Brazil President in the sectors of cooperation in the oil and natural gas sector, legal assistance in criminal matters in the field of geology and mineral resources, as well as bilateral cooperation in field of early childhood have also been approved by the Cabinet. Cabinet also decided to designate Daman as headquarter of newly carved out Union Territory of Dadra and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu. Changes and amendments to acts dealing with GST, value-added tax and excise duty were also given go-ahead, which will lead to minimum government, maximum governance. Furthermore, Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs also approved closure of Hindustan Fluorocarbons Limited, which is a central public sector enterprise under Department of Chemicals and Petrochemicals. Shailendra Mishra, Newsnight Desk, DD India.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi chaired the first Pragati meeting of the year 2020 today. It marked Prime Minister's 32nd interaction through Pragati, the ICT-based multimodal platform for proactive governance and timely implementation involving central and state governments. In today's Pragati meeting, PM discussed a total of 11 items, out of which 9 are delayed projects. These 9 projects are worth over 24,000 crore rupees. They're spread over 9 states. They include Odisha, Telangana, Maharashtra, Jharkhand, Bihar, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Kerala and Uttar Pradesh, and 3 union ministries. These include 3 from the Ministry of Railways, 5 from the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, and 1 from the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. Progress under insurance schemes, PMJJBY and PMSBY schemes reviewed by the Prime Minister in the meeting. He reviewed the performance with regard to grievances related to the 2 insurance schemes under the Department of Financial Services. They are, as I said, Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana and Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana. Besides that, the Prime Minister also reviewed progress under Crime and Criminal Tracking Network and Systems project, a comprehensive and integrated system for effective policing through e-governance. So by and large, it was a 3-pronged focus of this meeting of Pragati by the Prime Minister, the first in 2020. Prime Minister Narendra Modi in a tweet said that outcomes from today's discussions will benefit 130 crore Indians, especially the poor. PM Modi in a tweet said that we have had an excellent Pragati session today, during which a wide range of policy initiatives and development projects were discussed. In line with our focus on speedy and timely completion of projects, we reviewed 11 key projects. There were also discussions on aspects relating to the insurance schemes under the DFS. Outcomes from today's discussions will benefit 130 crore Indians, especially the poor. Well, BJP has given some statements, has in fact hit out, I think, of statements of several opposition leaders accusing them of abusing Hindus for their appeasement politics and referred to Congress as Muslim League Congress. Seeking apologies from Congress President Sonia Gandhi and NCP Chief Sharad Pawar, BJP spokesperson Sambit Patra said that leaders of these parties have used the ongoing protests against the amended citizenship law to abuse Hindus. Patra also referred to a statement from an NCP leader to attack the opposition.
ये जो जहर देश में हिंदुओं के खिलाफ बोया जा रहा है, देश में सत्ता के खिलाफ बोया जा रहा है, मुझे लगता है ये बहुत ही दर्दनाक है। ये डेमोक्रेटिक कंट्री है, आप किसी भी विषय पे प्रोटेस्ट कर सकते हैं, किंतु तुष्टीकरण की राजनीति के अंतर्गत एक धर्म पे अटैक करना, उनको जलील करना और क्रिमेशन की पद्धति पे अटैक करना, ये कहना कि हम केवल मुसलमानों को सोच के सरकार बनाते हैं, ये उचित नहीं है। सोनिया गांधी जी को माफी मांगनी चाहिए।
And we'll take a break at this point in time, but after the break, we'll focus on Mission Gaganyaan of the ISRO.
हिंदुस्तान एक ऐसा मुल्क है, अनेक प्रकार के लोग रहते हैं, बहुत से अलग अलग मजहब है, अलग अलग जाति है और अलग अलग हमारा पोशाक है, अलग अलग हमारी जबान है। ऐसा कोई मुल्क दुनिया में नहीं है हमारा काम ये है कि हम हिंदुस्तान में कोई भी प्रांत के हैं, हम हिंदुस्तानी हैं और हमारा प्रथम कर्तव्य हिंदुस्तान की हिफाजत, हिंदुस्तान की रक्षा।
खबरें कठोर इरादों की, खबरें अनगिनत हौसलों की, खबरें सपनों की ऊंची उड़ानों की, खबरें सोच बदलने की, खबरें असंभव से आगे निकल जाने की।
अच्छी खबर अच्छा करने की प्रेरणा का सबसे बड़ा कारण बनती है। मैं तो देशवासियों से भी अपील करूं कि गुड न्यूज इंडिया भी हमने देखना चाहिए।
आम लोगों की खास कहानियां, प्रेरणा, जोश और उम्मीद देती पॉजिटिव खबरें। गुड न्यूज इंडिया, रविवार रात 9 बजे सिर्फ डीडी न्यूज पर।
Welcome back. You're watching Newsnight, and now let's focus on the Gaganyaan mission, because ISRO has moved a step closer to the ambitious launch of India's maiden human spaceflight mission, Gaganyaan, with the unveiling of half-humanoid called Vyomitra. Our correspondent Aisha Khanam had a chat with the humanoid robot. Here's what she said and what Vyomitra is set to do.
Vyomitra, the first prototype of half-humanoid unveiled by ISRO at a 3-day symposium on human spaceflight and exploration that began in Bangalore on Wednesday. The space agency plans to send Vyomitra to space later this year when it will launch its first unmanned flight to space as part of the Gaganyaan project.
So let us check it out how and what exactly is the role of Vyomitra. Hello Vyomitra.
Hello everyone, I am Vyomitra, the prototype of the half-humanoid being made for the first unmanned Gaganyaan mission. I can monitor crew module parameters, alert you, and perform life support operations. I can mimic all crew activities like switch panel operations.
The Gaganyaan project, announced by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in his Independence Day address in 2018, is an ambitious plan of sending Indians to space.
Unmanned mission, the first unmanned mission we are planning by this end of this year. Sometimes it may spill over next year also. Second unmanned mission, that is after 6 months, then we will have the manned mission before 2022. August 15. That was our target and we are working for that. The humanoid that we are going to have the scientific experiment, microgravity experiments also going to fly in this unmanned mission.
This human-related GSLV Mark III, this is a rocket which will carry the human space flight mission. This has specific parameters which can monitor the health of the capsule, the human who are in this capsule. Remember, this mission is for 7 days and 3 astronauts will be in this capsule.
4 astronauts are shortlisted. They will be going for training.
Only these 4, and out of which the 3 will go on in this.
That we will decide.
And this capsule has been successfully tested by ISRO.
ISRO Chairman and Secretary, Department of Space K7 underscored that Gaganyaan, the Indian first human space flight, along with the proposed space station that is set to follow, will pave the way for continuous Indian presence in space in the future.
The Human in Space program, which India is launching, this first step will go on to have many more other programs in a huge way. And just as the early space explorers inspired children growing up all over the world, this mission will inspire both children in India, young people in India growing up, but also be a symbol of international collaboration.
This will put India in a pedestal and also in the high profile rank of sending humans to the space. With cameraman Datta, Aisha Khanam, DD News, Bangalore.
So let's now understand the lady, a humanoid robot that India will be sending on board the 2 unmanned missions first before the human flight takes off. Let's understand Vyomitra better. First prototype of half-humanoid is what Vyomitra is. It's a half-humanoid, meaning that there are 2 arms, a head and a torso without legs. So that's why a half-humanoid is what it's called. Spacefaring human robot developed by the ISRO, so it's indigenously developed by the Indian Space Research Organization, can mimic activity of a crew of astronauts, so can simulate human activity. In other words, can receive voice commands, can talk and hold conversations as well, so can hold conversations with fellow astronauts, if I may use that term. Has expressive face, can lip sync to speech. You may have seen that in that conversation that Aisha Khanam, a correspondent, had with it. Can recognize humans and respond to their queries as well. So there can be a 2-way conversation, and she can speak in 2 languages. She's bilingual. Can bend sidewards and forward, carry out experiments as well. So it can move and it can carry out various experiments, which is why it is being sent in the first place. Can operate switches, visually monitor the crew module as well. Some of the activities that Vyomitra can do to remain in constant touch with the ISRO command center, and can receive those commands from the ISRO command center as well in order to act accordingly, to be part of both the unmanned space flights. So that's about Vyomitra. And let's understand Gaganyaan mission better. An Indian, remember, Wing Commander Rakesh Sharma has been to space in 1984. That is around 35 years back. So here's why the spotlight on Gaganyaan. Rakesh Sharma went as a cosmonaut on board a Russian spacecraft, not an Indian spacecraft. This time it's going to be an Indian spacecraft. Gaganyaan to send Indians to space on board an Indian spacecraft. So this is truly an indigenous mission. An Indian rocket will be used, an Indian spacecraft will be used. Indians will be sent from Indian soil. So Indian rocket to launch the Indian spacecraft from within India. So it's fully indigenous in nature. There's no question on that. 4 men, all Indian Air Force pilots, have been shortlisted for Gaganyaan. Initially 12 were chosen, and now that list has been further whittled down to 4. They will receive training in India and Russia, and out of them 3 out of the 4 will be sent to Gaganyaan. Indian Air Force doctors to train in France in monitoring health of astronauts. So some part of the training will be taking place in France, not of the astronauts per se, but of the doctors that will be monitoring their health. Earlier, ISRO unveiled prototypes of space suits and crew capsules. So this is in the making for quite some time now. GSLV Mark III rocket to fly astronauts to space, and this will be human rated. So this will have the capability of taking humans to space. Unmanned missions to prove ISRO can fly humans to space. So this is going to be a demonstration of how ISRO can fly humans to space, which hasn't happened before, not by India at least. Unmanned missions to test systems that will be part of the manned mission. So all those systems that will be part of the manned mission that will take place eventually before the 15th of August 2022 will be tested via the unmanned missions. Spacecraft to take 16 minutes from takeoff to desired orbit, and that desired orbit is a low Earth orbit, which is at an altitude of 400 kilometers from Earth. Spacecraft to return to Earth in 36 minutes. So that's the kind of time that the spacecraft will take in reaching the orbit and while returning. Capsule to land in Arabian Sea, from where Navy and Coast Guard will lift it. So that's about Vyomitra and Gaganyaan. But after the break, we will take a look at the present challenges and the road ahead for Mission Gaganyaan. Stay tuned for that.
जल से ही जीवन है, जल से ही बेहतर आज और सुनिश्चित कल है। जल संरक्षण की प्रतिज्ञा से होगा नए भारत का निर्माण।
हर घर में जल कैसे पहुंचे, हर घर को जल कैसे मिले, पानी के प्रति सामान्य से सामान्य नागरिक सजग भी बने, संवेदनशील भी बने। जल संचय का ये अभियान जन सामान्य का अभियान बनना चाहिए।
जल शक्ति समाचार सोमवार से शुक्रवार शाम 6:50 पर डीडी न्यूज पर।
Welcome back. You're watching Newsnight. Our in focus tonight is the Gaganyaan mission, present challenges and road ahead. To talk about that, we have with us in the studio Ajay Lele. He's a space analyst with IDSA, and Professor Patrick Das Gupta. He is a professor in the Department of Astrophysics with the Delhi University. I welcome you both to Newsnight. I'll begin with you, Ajay Lele. This is being called the first prototype of a half humanoid. Does that mean that there will be a second prototype, or there will be further work that will be done on this humanoid before the final prototype is sent on board the 2 unmanned missions?
I think right now ISRO has not given much of a clarity in that regard. But if you look at the entire span of the mission, by end of this year, most likely this prototype will fly to the space. Basically what ISRO is trying to do is that they are trying to check the veracity of the capsule, which will be ultimately carrying a human to the space. So as ISRO chairman has mentioned today, that there will be 2 missions, one mission end of this year in the month of December, and subsequently after 6 months, probably by say June of 2021, there will be another mission. Both the missions will be flying a prototype, particularly the humanoid robot will be flying. The humanoid robot is already been trained with artificial intelligence to undertake certain amount of the tasks which ultimately the Indian astronaut will be undertaking. So right now the focus is on understanding how the humanoid robot is able to perform during this mission, because this understanding will be at 2 levels. One is that the humanoid robot will perform certain amount of activities. At the same time also there will be a watch on whether the humanoid robot is facing certain amount of problems when the humanoid robot will be flown out of the Earth's atmosphere to a level of around 400 kilometers above the Earth's surface. Because this is going to be a zero gravity atmosphere. We have got a lot amount of experience of flying robotic systems, satellites to that level. But for the first time you are making an attempt to fly a capsule where ultimately a human will sit. So basically you want to ensure that the capsule is perfect enough for flying a human being to that place, and more importantly bringing the human being back.
Fair enough.
The basic challenge is to bring the human being back also, because you will require a very confident looking thermal shield which will allow a safe entry of a human from the outer space towards the Arabian Sea.
Absolutely, because while returning, when it reaches the atmosphere once again, it will be up in flames. So the thermal shield needs to be such that the temperature of around 25 degrees Celsius is maintained within the module. Well, Professor Das Gupta, how do you see the choice of a humanoid robot or a lady robot for this unmanned mission to begin with before the manned space flight takes place? Because we've seen other countries resorting to using animals and insects as well to carry out experiments in space, and this time we've gone around with a humanoid. Not the first country to do it, nevertheless not choosing an animal or an insect for such experiments, but going in for a robot instead.
Right. So, of course, experiments like microgravity, which are very delicate and subtle experiments, they cannot be performed by animals. So, I think it's an excellent choice to use a robotic system endowed with artificial intelligence, because experiments which are in space, since the gravity there is 1,000 the gravity we experience on Earth, the effects are quite novel. In fact, if you see a flame in a candle, the way a flame behaves on Earth is very different in microgravity regime. So microgravity experiments, how plants grow in microgravity, they're very exciting experiments that can be done in space, and that would require intervention of systems that are endowed with some kind of artificial intelligence. And particularly machine learning and neural networks, they sort of facilitate the artificial intelligence system to learn new techniques with reinforced learning, and they can sort of do pattern recognition and do many tasks that mimic human activities.
So, yeah, Professor Das Gupta, will it then also be a demonstration of India's advancements in AI, considering that this is a humanoid that has been developed by ISRO?
Yes, I think ISRO, as usual, has come up with another feather in its cap, demonstrating that it can use a humanoid for experiments in space. Of course, it's true that many of the robotic expertise traditionally has been associated with Japan, but I think India is sort of catching up very fast. In particular, ISRO with today's demonstration has proved that we can implement artificial intelligence system for our space research.
Okay. Ajahn Ele, simply put, is there less risk involved when you send a humanoid into space or a robot into space as compared to sending humans? And that's exactly the reason why a humanoid is being sent in the first place. Perhaps it's less challenging as well, because a humanoid will not need food or water, will not need sleep, and will not go through those physiological variations because of weightlessness or because of exposure to radiation, isn't it?
Definitely, and that is the primary reason why ISRO is planning first 2 unmanned missions and subsequently a manned mission will be undertaken. But remember, since ISRO is not sending a mannequin or something, but actually a humanoid robot with certain amount of intelligence. So there are certain amount of activities which are related with human performance will be definitely judged over here. So I think this will be a step ahead. Instead of sending a mannequin and not testing the technologies which are required for the sustenance of a human in that sort of atmosphere, because as per the plan goes, probably the human being will stay there out into the space in 2022 when the mission will go for a period of 6 to 7 days. So definitely the points which you were bringing out, sleep and other related impacts would not be tested in these missions, but it will give an indication of how the system is functioning as far as engaging itself into the space where you got a zero gravity atmosphere, and there are various other challenges which are associated with sustaining at those heights. So this is the first step which ISRO is taking, and I think after learning from the first mission, immediately within 6 months they will launch the second mission, and the learnings from both these missions will be extremely helpful when actually they will send a human being to the space.
Professor Dasgupta, this is not the first time that a robot is being sent, because I understand that Robonaut has been assisting astronauts at the International Space Station. Robonaut was built by the United States, but for India this is a first, isn't it? And that's why it's making headlines.
Well, Chandrayaan 2 actually had a robot, namely Pragyan.
Yes.
Unfortunately, the Vikram lander could not succeed in sort of deploying the Pragyan robot. Otherwise, that would have been the first time India would have successfully implemented a robotic mission, because Pragyan was supposed to make its slow maneuver on the surface of moon on its own, using the sensory tools that it was endowed with, and making its own decision. That was part of the artificial intelligence setup that was already programmed into Pragyan. But well, having said that, one hopes that the first unmanned mission to moon would be successful in December late this year, or maybe early 2021 next year. And Vyomitra probably would inspire many women, and particularly young girl students who have been these days doing very well in subjects, in particular in science, that used to be passion of boys, namely physics and mathematics. So it will be a great step for India in particular to inspire a lot of young mind, because space has always played a role since the times of science fiction, demonstrating how in for example, one of the science fictions which is very well known, namely the 2001 Space Odyssey, where HAL the computer controls the spaceship. So here the science fiction seems to be coming true, where Vyomitra would be controlling many aspects of Gaganyaan.
Absolutely, sci-fi movies will be coming alive. Ajalele, is this going to be also more cost effective compared to human space flight missions? And do you think that India will continue to maintain that cost advantage that it has had with other countries, be it the Mars mission or even Chandrayaan 2? It may not have succeeded the way we liked, but still ISRO calls it 98% success because the orbiter is still moving around the moon.
I think if you really look at this mission, one should not look at this mission in isolation, because sending a humanoid is a first step of your ultimate aim of sending a human being to the space in an Indian craft in the year 2022. So that is the first step. If you look at the entire gamut of ISRO and various activities which have been done by ISRO over the years, every mission has been proved to be an extremely cost effective mission. So from that perspective, whether it is a moon mission, whether it is a Mars mission, or whether it is going to be a mission which will be involving two missions which are going to be unmanned and subsequently a manned mission, all these missions are definitely going to be cost effective missions. ISRO has got further program, because 2022 should not be considered as an end point. In fact, that is going to be a beginning. ISRO has a proposal of establishing a space station which will be an Indian space station. So today when you are sending a humanoid mission, tomorrow when you will be sending few other missions, you are going to test various technologies. The docking technologies are extremely important to be tested. So all these tests are going to happen in coming 2 to 3 missions, and ultimately India wants to establish a space station where Indian astronauts can stay there and undertake experimentation into microgravity atmosphere.
Absolutely. So Gaganyaan mission is going to pave way for more human space flight missions from India, for interplanetary missions as well, and a lot more in terms of space exploration, including setting up India's own space station, something which has been announced already by ISRO. Thank you so much, Professor Dasgupta and Ajalele, for having joined us in Newsnight tonight. Let's now shift focus to international news. The death toll from the new coronavirus outbreak in China has reached 17, with the confirmed infection cases sharply rising to 444 on Wednesday, even as the cases of the deadly pneumonia were reported from the US, Hong Kong, Macau and Mexico. Meanwhile, a total of 9,156 passengers from 43 flights were screened for novel coronavirus infection till Tuesday at the 7 identified airports, including Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai and Kolkata. No cases have been detected in India.
A newly identified strain of coronavirus has killed 17 people in China, with 444 other confirmed infections, health officials in Beijing said on Wednesday as they expressed concern over its spread during the Lunar New Year celebrations. Currently, the highest number of cases are being reported in Wuhan city. China is trying to deal with this, and a large number of people have been kept under health surveillance.
The cases of infection have been on the rise recently, which is possible due to improved diagnostic methods and advanced reagents for confirming the new coronavirus-related pneumonia. Experts are suggesting that cases of infection are mostly linked to Wuhan. There has been human-to-human transmission, and some medical workers have been infected. Community-based transmission has also been found.
As the pandemic fear grows globally, India is upping the level of alert at its airports in the wake of the coronavirus epidemic in China. Passengers arriving from China to India are being thoroughly screened at the airport. Thermal screening has been put in place for passengers arriving from China and Hong Kong at 7 airports in the country. These include Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad and Kochi airports. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Civil Aviation has asked the airports and the concerned airline companies to implement it strictly. Union Health Ministry to remain in alert mode following outbreak of coronavirus. However, the Union Health Secretary said there is no need to panic.
कोई भी ट्रैवलर अगर वहाँ से आ रहा है, कोई भी बच्चा जो पढ़ते हैं वहाँ पर वो आए हैं यहाँ पर, तो वो अपना थोड़ा सा मास्क पहन के रहें, अपने किसी को अपना हाथ धोते रहे और थोड़ा सा फिज़िकल कांटेक्ट ज़्यादा जो यहाँ पे परिवार है, फ्रेंड्स हैं, उनके साथ अभी मत रखें. थोड़े दिन के बाद कुछ सिम्टम नहीं हुआ तो ऑब्वियसली आई मीन इट्स then there is no issue at all.
The Indian Council of Medical Research, ICMR, has said that there is no medicine or vaccine for coronavirus. Many a times the symptoms may go away on their own. But the good thing is that the country's laboratories are capable to diagnose it.
इसको डायग्नोज करने के लिए ब्लड से हम लोग करते हैं और उसके लिए हम लोग हिंदुस्तान में हम लोग का नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ वायरोलॉजी पूना में है. उसके अंडर करीबन 30 BSL-3 बायोसेफ्टी 3 लेवल की लैब्स हैं पूरे देश में और करीबन 105 वायरल रिसर्च लेबोरेटरीज मेडिकल कॉलेजेस में हैं जिसमें जिनमें पास कैपेसिटी है तो इसका जांच कर सकें.
The virus is also spreading to other countries. The US has confirmed first case of the virus. The health checkups have been intensified at the airport there. Besides, 1 case each has been reported in Korea, Japan and 3 in Thailand. Meanwhile, the World Health Organization has called a meeting to consider declaring an international emergency. With Anshuman Mishra from Beijing, Newsnight Desk, DD India.
President Ramnath Kovind today conferred the Bal Puraskar Awards to 49 children in the age group of 5 to 18 years at a ceremony at Rashtrapati Bhavan. Union Minister for Women and Child Development Smriti Irani and other dignitaries attended the award ceremony. The event commenced with the performance of children from different schools.
Science, scholastics, sports.
The Bal Shakti Puraskar aims to give recognition to children who have made extraordinary achievements in various fields, including innovation, scholastic, sports, art, culture, social service and bravery. Kumari Arushi Sharma, Kumari Akula Sai Samhita, Kumari Isha Singh and others were conferred with Bal Shakti Puraskar for excellence in the field of sports. Master Ram, Master Vinayak and others received the award for excellence in the field of arts and culture. Achievements of children in the field of bravery were also acknowledged. Several brave children, including Master Kartik Kumar Goyal and Kumari Adrika Goyal from Madhya Pradesh, received the Bal Shakti Puraskar for their spirit and valor.
Kumari Pema, Master Soumyadeep Jana, आपको बहादुरी के
A look now at news from regions and regional roundup.
A terrorist was killed by security forces in Jammu and Kashmir in a gunfight in Crew Avantipura area of Pulwama district. The encounter began when security forces made contact with hiding terrorists following resumption of the search operation on the second consecutive day. The CBI has filed 4 new cases against underworld Don Chota Rajan and his associates under the sections of murder, attempt to murder, extortion and criminal conspiracy. The CBI has taken over Maharashtra police case after Department of Personnel and Training transferred the case to the CBI. The Interpol has issued a blue corner notice to locate self-styled godman Nityanand, who fled India last year after a rape case was registered against him in Karnataka, according to the Gujarat police. The Maharashtra cabinet approved its Mumbai 24 hours policy, allowing malls, multiplexes and shops to remain open round the clock in the city from the 27th of January. Cold to severe cold day conditions accompanied with fog occurred at few places over western Uttar Pradesh on Wednesday, while the eastern region of the state also witnessed a foggy morning.
And a look now at stories making headlines across the globe.
The US Senate plunged into President Donald Trump's impeachment trial, with Republicans abruptly abandoning plans to cram opening arguments into 2 days but solidly rejecting for now Democratic demands for more witnesses to expose what they deem Trump's trifecta of offenses. Thousands of houses were left without power supply in Spain following an ongoing bout of strong winds and heavy snowfall, which has left at least 4 people dead so far. More than 30 provinces have been put on bad weather alert due to the storm, including Valencia and Balearic Islands. In northwestern Syria, at least 23 civilians were killed due to Russian airstrikes, where a major government offensive to clear out rebels has sent tens of thousands of people fleeing toward the border of Turkey. The spike in violence in neighboring provinces of Aleppo and Idlib follow so far unsuccessful diplomatic attempts to reduce hostilities in the region. Lebanon unveiled a new government after Shi'ite Hezbollah and its allies clinched a deal on a cabinet that must tackle the country's worst economic crisis in decades. The new cabinet, comprising of 20 ministers, will be led by former Education Minister Hassan Diab, with economist Ghazi Wazni as finance minister. North Korea will temporarily ban foreign tourists due to the spread of a deadly new coronavirus in China. The North Korean media on Tuesday reported on countermeasures to prevent the virus and showed health officials holding meetings. There is no report on confirmed cases in North Korea.
In sports news, Maharashtra retained supremacy in the Khelo India Youth Games 2020 with a rich collection of 78 gold and 77 silver and a total of 256 medals, leaving Haryana to draw consolation from their 200-medal haul as the celebration of sports for the nation's youth came to an end on Wednesday.
The picturesque city of Guwahati bid an emotional goodbye to the Khelo India Youth Games on Wednesday, crowning Maharashtra the unconquered champions during a power-packed and entertaining closing ceremony. The defending champions romped to a whopping 256 medals, including 78 golds and 77 silvers, to underline their preeminence in a multi-game event of this scale one more time. Assam's Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal and Union Minister of State Ministry of Food Processing Industries Rameshwar Teli presented the trophy to the winners, even as a packed stadium rose to its feet. Union Sports Minister Kiran Rijiju, Assam's Finance Minister Dr. Hemant Biswa Sarma were among the many dignitaries and local celebrities who graced the occasion.
अलग-अलग प्रांतों से आए हुए हर खिलाड़ियों को हृदय से मैं आभार व्यक्त करना चाहता हूं। गुवाहाटी को अलग सा पहचान दुनिया में देने का काम किया, इसलिए आप सब धन्यवाद के पात्र हैं। महाराष्ट्र, हरियाणा और दिल्ली तीनों स्टेट की खिलाड़ियों को मैं विशेष रूप से अभिनंदन देना चाहता हूं। हर खेल को सफल बनाने में गुवाहाटी की जनता ने जो मजबूत कदम उठाए, इसके लिए मैं फिर से हृदय से गुवाहाटी की जनता को मैं भक्ति भावनाओं से आभार व्यक्त करना चाहता हूं।
खेल के प्रेमी है, आप लोगों को मैं बधाई देता हूं। और गुवाहाटी के जो सिटीजन्स है, असम के पूरे नॉर्थ ईस्ट के और खास करके गुवाहाटी का सिटीजन्स, आप लोग ने काफी लार्ज स्केल में आकर के खिलाड़ियों का मनोबल आपने आगे बढ़ाया, चीयर अप किया, सबको एनकरेजमेंट दिया। आपको मैं फिर से धन्यवाद देता हूं।
Immediately after the award ceremony, Assam showcased their rich cultural heritage in a crisp and beautiful show led by a modern creative dance performance by Amy Barua, directed by Asim. Before a range of local performers hit the stage, Chinese martial artists wowed the audience with their speed, power and elegance. They were specially flown in to mark the 70th year of the India-China friendship. Performances by Taruna Rakutum with missing dancers Sanjan Nayak and Jhumiyo dancers and a solo by Babita Sharma set the mood for the evening. Popular Assamese singer Jeetul Sonowal too charmed everybody with his mellifluous singing. The evening was topped up by a live concert by Bollywood singing star Shan.
The third edition of the Khelo India Youth Games came to end with a grand closing ceremony. Maharashtra topped the medal tally, followed by Haryana and Delhi. Definitely these games are creating a sporting environment in the country and helping to athletes to show at the global stage. With camera person Sandeep, this is Narayan, DD News, Guwahati.
After being rescued from years of mistreatment in Guatemalan circuses, 17 lions and tigers arrived in their new home, a wildlife sanctuary in South Africa. That's after conservation group Animal Defenders International spent 18 months persuading the Guatemalan government to enforce a 2018 ban on animals in circuses. New life for big cats in South Africa. With that, we come to the close of this edition of Newsnight. Thanks for watching.